welcome back to another episode of How You Do That. Look what we have here. We have our double guest.
Our new guest.
Yes.
Hey, you're back.
Hey, you're back. It's like you never left, bro.
Alright, if you guys didn't watch the previous episode, we got Andrew.
Yeah.
And right now, we got Andrew again. And if you guys don't know, he is the founder, the boss of Stone and Co.
Damn,
What's
Stone
up?
& Co. Was it a personal inspiration, Stone & Co? It was.
Wow, you're talking about his business, bro. It goes all the way back to what year? 20. You were in
2013.
He was still in university at the time.
Wow.
This was like the third brand, bro.
Yeah.
Third brand already, brother. 2013.
Bro,
One of the brands.
you know, before I met him, Jazel already know about him. And then this guy, when I met him, I partied with him, I didn't know. Then Jazel told me that he was hustling, selling t-shirts in college, university.
Yeah, I can just say.
And he's pushing 18 Inspiration, ma. Then after that, he went into Stone & Co.
I
And
just
then,
want to say, I understand the teacher hustle because I work with someone which I am the mule, you know. So she provide the shirt, I hustle the shirt for her. So I understand the hustle. T-shirt not easy, bro.
Easy.
T-shirt
Just
not
a
easy.
t-shirt only.
Just
right?
t-shirt only. Why I buy your t-shirt? I got my own t-shirt already. Understand. So guys, how you guys doing? I mean,
Fantastic.
there we go. There we go.
I
Fantastic.
haven't sat on this chair
Let's
for a
go,
while
let's
now.
go.
Hey, let's go.
In a while.
We've been quite a while here already.
Okay, what is the topic for today, sir?
All right. So I just want to know, just some feedback from the ground.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting and very interesting to know that our show is not just watched by dads. It's not just watched by moms.
Oh.
It's watched by the youth.
Yes.
People in trains.
The baddies.
No families. No families are orphans. I mean, no kids.
You know why not?
Why?
They want to tell themselves why they should not have a family.
Right.
But we are telling you, you should
Consider.
consider.
You should consider.
Yeah.
Consider.
I also want to say that one of the biggest uses of our show is I'm going to send this to my boyfriend. That is one of the biggest uses, especially when it comes to like John's PlayStation reel. That's the boyfriend sending to the girlfriend. Actually,
So you
No,
think you
actually,
understand what I
right.
suffer? or not?
Don't stop my message.
I realize, right, this podcast, for me personally, I don't know about you guys.
Okay, let's
right,
hear
it's
it.
really therapy.
It's therapy.
You know how like you have Alcoholics Anonymous, right? Where a group of alcoholics come together to just talk about their experiences.
Correct.
Sometimes you go for these Alcoholic Anonymous. Not that I know because I don't go. But,
Right, I see.
Sometimes you don't even get a chance to share. But it's just having that shared experience that makes it all the more better.
Damn.
You know, so I feel like humans as social creatures, right? Like this is therapy for
So like what people say, you need to have your own community.
Yes, sir.
And this is
Hey.
the community where all, you know, fathers, parents, you can be heard because we are speaking for you.
Like that, should we
And
do
we cannot speak freely at kids' birthday parties.
That's mad. Why would you do that?
You can like you stand with all the other dads, but then
And
you,
you
What do you want to say?
you cannot say any of
True,
this.
bro.
You cannot
And then
say
you wanted to talk to the dad like, yo, come. get
today
glass
was
of
a
drink.
pretty shitty day. Cannot say. Right? Because you're supposed to smile at the
Bro, the
outside
face
and,
says it all. You don't need to say, bro. The face says it all the father.
and then sometimes you'll see the fathers hungover at the birthday parties.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk. So this is one of the rare opportunities that
You can talk.
we can come together, we can
Anything.
talk, and we can share our experiences. And we also have to behave ourselves because this is going out in the public.
Correct.
We all have to watch everything that we say to a certain extent.
Speaking of which, I need to just state, we all love our wives here, guys.
Yes.
We had to take down one of our TikTok videos because some ladies didn't like the fact that I called my wife Suyo, apparently.
Oh.
So that was quite a deal. I just want to say to everyone, I apologize if that offended you all. But the goal of it, I think, is very hard for guys to express that experience. And we were trying to create, it's guy talk.
But what I can say is, don't take everything so direct
don't need
because
to.
this is
don't.
kind of like a mama session for like we
Correct.
jump
Like,
session.
Like, so you talk.
So you
Yeah,
talk.
so you
It's
talk.
boys just
it's
sitting
very
around,
hard to talk. Yeah. So to
drinking
all the
coffee.
ladies who are listening in, please give us that space to have guy talk. Because guys need a different kind of warm-up one to some,
because
some
because
topics,
to
you know?
get guys to actually talk so deep is already a challenge. And
Yes,
for
yes.
guys here to vulnerably share.
There has to be a joke somewhere, one.
Yeah, we
There has
have
be a
to joke about it.
There has to be a joke.
And guys typically 99% don't step into women's
Yeah, yeah.
conversation ever
Yeah.
because even if you try to breathe into their conversation, you're dead.
yeah.
Even if you try to breathe, sometimes you did.
Oh yes, so it's so right now
This show is actually cutting edge.
yeah, did we just give us
cutting edge
give
right
us
here.
our space.
This is
Give
our
us
safe space.
Give us our space.
No, this is our safe space.
So, but from now onwards, we will not describe women as Suyok.
Yeah, 100%.
But I do love
100%.
Suyok though. I have to say
freaking love
Malaysia's
Suyok.
Malaysia's
Double
Suyok
H.
is
If you're telling me
Chicken rice debatable.
Chicken rice Singapore better.
I just want so
I said
everyone,
the words.
everyone,
Malaysia.
correct. I want to just say to everyone, you guys who might see stuff online, is a snippet of the entire episode. Don't judge the episode from the real. Come and watch the episode. Today's episode is going to be quite interesting because it is a mix of one of probably your pleasures in life before having a family and now having a family and trying to upkeep that pleasure in life. I'm not talking about partying. I'm not talking about going out and drinking. I'm not talking about sports. I'm talking about holidays. I'm talking about travels. Now, I don't speak for everyone here. I'm not really a travel junkie, but are you guys travel junkies?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
With your partner, yes lah.
With your partner, you like?
Yeah.
I know
I'm not a
you-
fan with like kids
By
and
yourself.
everything, yeah. Until now, I already take it already. Like, okay, wow.
This is how we start our conversation. We
Yes,
go
yes,
straight
yes.
into it, bro.
Don't wanna-
But it's
yeah,
true.
you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
it's two different things, bro. If you
Like-
if you bring your kids, it's like
Correct.
Yes.
Like for me, back then, before having a kid, because I do a lot of performances and hosting and stuff like that. So when I get overseas job, it's, like, oh, fly. Of course, let's go, man. Then last time we Eleco shot like 10 years
This
ago.
guy.
Bro, you wanna go to Vietnam? You wanna go to Cambodia? You wanna go to Thailand? Got show? Say less when we fly. Now. Hey, next 2-3 months, we can fly. Wait, it's overseas.
Okay.
Like that.
If you guys are staying in the show, you definitely have heard Dennis talk about how he chooses to travel. You definitely heard John talk about his travel and the last impromptu Taiwan trip. So Andrew, we've talked a bit about travel before. Since we don't know Andrew's travel, right?
And his son is 7 and the
you
daughter
have
is
2
4.
kids, correct. So your kids actually are more mobile now, right?
yeah.
A bit more mobile now, right? Let's just take a quick fire round, okay? What kind of traveler are you? Are you a group traveler? Are you a solo traveler? Okay, let's not talk about now with family, okay? What kind of traveler were you? Let me just set the context. Before the family happened, were you the impromptu traveler? The seize the day traveler? The
Carpe diem.
let's all go guys traveler? Or I'll travel on my own, don't stop me
Wow,
traveler?
nice.
Or are you the I must travel once every X amount of time traveler? What kind of traveler were you guys?
Let's start, I guess.
Yeah, I have to ask you guys because I don't travel much.
I'm a group traveler. I need to have someone initiate and then say, bro, come, let's go, follow. Then I was like, I would think, and then, okay, let's go.
Let's go.
But if no one initiate, I won't be the one initiate. For sure.
So you're the kaki,
Yeah,
you're
I'm the
kaki.
kaki,
Yeah.
He's a down guy. He's like,
Ah.
you want me to travel?
I'm down. So you like to go with the groups,
Wait, this is before family lah.
Before family. Even now with family, like the one that initiate the family trip or family travel is the wife.
perfect lor.
Yeah, it should be. Then I was like, ching. Oh,
Perfect
yeah.
lor.
We can do a trip, man.
Oh, you got
Like,
you got in-house initiator already,
Yeah.
Oh, damn, okay.
Initiate. Then I said, oh, okay. Then put things
Understand.
together. And then execution, also wife. And then I need to make sure that I can bring my mate, which is money, a helper, basically.
So he's the financier, basically.
Yeah. But actually, mainly, right, when our first travel, when we first have kid, right,
Oh, yo.
me and my wife, we actually quarrel about, do we need to even have a helper for the trip,
Right.
So there's one trip and then we didn't get a helper, right? Then end up, not I'm the helper lah, I'm the only one that able to help my wife lah, correct or not?
Correct,
So
correct.
end up, then I'm a person that I feel that I'm like people say puteri lilin like that. I'm a putera lilin. So I scared sweating, I don't I don't like to carry stuff and stuff like that, So every time when that, then I will be in bad mood already. I'm in bad shape, bro. You know what I mean or not? So after that, after that, I realized that any trip that I go, I rather save in other things. I save on food, save on hotel, save here, save there, save a bit, but I'm able to get a one-room studio, you know what I mean or not? Helper can go, you know what I mean? And then we can get a better car and then we go for a trip. But I think the whole thing is me, Like this, I think, at least I know what I can do, what I cannot do.
That's your
You know what
motivation for working harder.
So as long as I got one helper, then that trip gonna be super amazing. You know what I
Damn.
mean? I can be myself, bro.
This is goals, lor.
Yeah, this is
Goals, no?
for me lah.
I'm still a
personally.
helper.
Yeah.
I'm still until today still
No,
me.
that's what I want to tell you, bro. Don't dwell on that already, bro. You save other thing, get a helper, then you will know that, you buy it, just let me talk about money, ma.
True,
money buy what?
Money buy
time
what?
and freedom.
Options.
Yeah. That's your option, bro. You
You're
haven't
right.
tried that option, bro.
This is
man.
this way.
So that's why when I started hanging out with him, I see, I actually can spend money, Make your life easier.
No, you
just spend
actually
money.
didn't spend. Like you save other thing and then you spend that. So when you go back the equation, right?
Same.
But this is where they say like you don't cut your expenses. You work harder to get to the lifestyle that you want to.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm inspired to do better and to be able to travel like them but it's hard .
Speaking of travel, like you just said, your dancing days. I think Dennis and John definitely have interesting travel options.
Different from John. John
different. Yeah. It could be any kind of travel. It could be traveling for work, for leisure. What kind of traveler were you?
I was a work traveler. Cause no money,
This man.
I legit, bro. Like last time, this was my theory. I was like, okay, I want to be. My mom was like, you go and study communication. Okay, after communication, what can I do? Work as an air steward. True, can also.
Oh shit!
So I was excited. I was like, I want to go become air steward because I want to travel, and that's one of the best way. And people are like, you're gonna be a in the air waiter, waitresses. So, because I've done lower job than that, and this I get to travel and get paid.
Yeah.
Then eventually I went into dancing. So I was like, okay, I hope that one day I work hard enough, dancing can bring me to travel. And then I did that, and then I got to travel because of dancing. And my travel was all paid for. That's the only way I can travel. You need me to go to Vietnam. Okay, I go to Vietnam. You need me to go to Phnom Penh. I go to Phnom Penh.
Yeah.
But it's all paid for because you can't afford. Until I got to a certain point when I started dating Jazel, when my career was slightly better, then you can afford to pay for your own trip. Back then, bro, I would go to Mata Fair, stand there, look at the budget trip, which trip budget. Then after
I still go.
But now for me, I feel like it's a luxury for me, even though it's a small thing before baby, that when it's not spontaneous. I wish I did a spontaneous trip when I was younger, before I have a family. I'd never do that because I always felt like you need to plan. You must know which hotel you're in, this, you did that, everything have to be proper. And then now that I have a kid, right, one thing I just thought to myself is, why I never do that solo trip? Why I never went for that? Just go to the airport.
Yeah.
What flight in the next half an hour I want to fly out?
Damn.
That would have been amazing, mind-blowing experience. But it's something that I will not be able to do it right now, because if you do that, who's going to be at home to take care of your kid? And then all the responsibilities and the commitment that comes along with it, it becomes hard. Then now when I talk about as a parent and travel, I have traveled with Jade. I have enjoyed the free flight for kids under 2. So I make sure that I travel before Jade turns 2. So I brought her to Bali and I brought her to Da Nang, Vietnam. So these 2 places I brought her to. Yeah, it was scary, man. The first trip I went, I didn't know what to expect, because this is the first time we bring baby. Got stroller, got this bag, got milk bag, got that bag, got this bag, everything bring extra. Then we realized, okay, maybe we bring a little bit too much stuff already.
Handbrake first. John haven't say what kind of traveler he is yet. Before you go to your family story first.
It's okay, Dennis, you can share.
I thought we were supposed to share everything.
Okay,
but you go ahead first.
And what kind of traveler were you before your family?
I mean, I was like Dennis, a work traveler. But I think after I got married, I realized that I've been to a lot of cities, but I never got to experience the cities. It's just in and out, So I think when I had the disposable income, and my wife was working as well, then we would actually go to travel to experience countries, which is why COVID was quite tough for us, because we're stuck. And you have to remember that I'm from Singapore. There's no such thing as domestic travel. Domestic travel is Sentosa. Yeah, so it's not like you guys from KL can go to, you want to go to... even going to Genting is an experience.
Actually, that's true.
So Singaporeans in general, and my wife says this to me a lot, like Singaporeans work very hard throughout the year so that they have money to fly overseas. So I think maybe if you talk about your median household in Singapore versus your median household in KL, right? I think probably more Singaporean couples and families choose to travel. Even for us, going to Johor, Legoland is considered travel already.
Right.
Yeah. But now, if you ask me, I still travel for work quite a bit, you know. But traveling with my baby is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
It's a complete different ballgame. Like, I have to time block every single thing. Yeah, from the morning all the way to the night. And I've done some rather, my wife and I, we've done some rather controversial stuff on our travels. Yeah, and I'm happy to share. I mean, there's going to be a huge mixed reaction, but frankly speaking, I don't care. It works for me. So
Let's do it, man.
So my baby has been sleeping in his own room solo since 2 months. Right? He's super chill about that. We have a
That's
camera.
actually a really great practice.
He has a camera in the room. So we seldom sleep with the baby. And then sometimes when we travel with the baby, my son can knock out like 8:30 p.m. and sleep through the night. Yeah, out like a light. Yeah, so we're very, very blessed in that sense. So when I travel, and this is one thing I put in my luggage, I'll bring a camera stand, like one of those proper camera stand. Really can go quite high. And then I'll bring an iPad that has a camera app that connects to both me and my wife's phone. And then once he sleeps, we'll put on the app, and then sometimes we'll go down for dinner. I mean, we'll usually be maybe in like a 10-minute radius. And when my son wakes up, he doesn't like just bawl out and cry and stuff.
Roll.
Yeah, you know, and then
Son is so chill.
yeah, he's super chill. So that's what we do, lah. You know, I think my wife shared it before, and like she had some feedback from people like, oh, you shouldn't leave people in a room, a baby in a room alone. I get it, but he's fine. You know, and sometimes when he's afternoon napping, my wife and I will sit in the toilet. Like, we book a nice hotel room, right? So my baby's sleeping inside. We close the curtains. Yeah, my wife and I are sitting in the toilet, literally like chilling in the toilet because like we don't want to disturb him. Yeah,
That's true.
So yeah, you know, I think if you ask me what kind of traveler I am right now with my baby, you know, like on one hand, I feel like, oh, I want to experience this with him, but the flight, I'm telling you, bro, the flight with the
we're
baby,
going to talk about all that, definitely.
It's challenging, but also quite rewarding, you know, especially if you fly Singapore Airlines. The air stewardess very nice. They will help me take care of my baby.
Actually, you're right. Yeah. So real quick fire round. Are you the must plan everything
Yes.
on one side, or I will wing the whole trip on one side? Really? What about you? I feel like you wing it, like you go the flow. This table is divided. This table is divided like this.
Wing it for the whole trip.
Bro,
I just need to make sure. Bro, I'm the one, right? They say that the birthday party, right? The birthday party, right? The father is standing there hangover. Right, bro.
I feel like
I just need to know my wife tell me, hey, tomorrow, use friend's birthday party. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Last night. And then I go to Hyong already, right? And then morning, oh man, I'm still going to wake up, man. The next day, see all father.
I think this is the stance that we can tackle this topic from. Because if you plan everything versus you go with the flow and you goreng the trip.
But we make sure the boat won't terbalik lah.
Okay. The boat won't
Correct,
terbalik.
the boat is still there no matter
The boat doesn't capsize no matter what.
It's touring.
Okay.
Touring.
So the best about this tree, right, is you don't travel much.
I don't travel much.
He is all about just
Everything goes.
wing it.
Yeah.
He's about full plan. And when he say plan, I swear he got timetable. This guy, he every day also got plan for his kids.
I want to see my holiday call sheet. No? I got actual production call sheet from what time to what time.
Who take it, I guess.
For me, I am in between both. Because I know how Jason and I, we function is that we like some stuff planned and some stuff just free and easy. You want to go out, we can go out. We want to stay back in the villa or the hotel, we can do that. So I will half plan and then half is just free and easy. Because like what he said, we've traveled so much for work that we don't get to experience certain things.
Yeah.
And the only way you can experience a city is just walk.
But spontaneity is a luxury when you have kids. Okay, so for me, I don't plan it down to the T to the point where, okay, Monday we have to go here, here, and here. Like I have options. But I'm the kind of guy that, like, for example, if I know that I want to eat, my wife and I will probably handpick some places that we want to visit, and then I'll actually plan the route. You know, to say that, okay,
that what I would do.
From my hotel to this cafe, 45-minute drive. Okay. So then there are some days that cannot, some days that can. Right? And then, you know, if we're staying in this hotel versus this hotel more convenient for kids because the tram is there or there's like more food options. Yeah, got playgrounds and stuff like that. Yeah, so, yeah, but the physical traveling with the kid is really... The packing is down. It's painful, you know. It's so painful.
It stops you from a lot of things.
Because for me, right, I one thing that I loved about traveling is that I am disconnected from the world. So I don't like the fact that now a lot of planes they let you have Wi-Fi. I purposely pretend that doesn't exist.
I don't have.
Because I'm disconnected from the world for however many hours.
The longer
I
the
get
better.
that peace. And people cannot disturb you.
True.
Even when I fly from Singapore to KL, 45 minutes, nobody can disturb me for 45 minutes. Like if you call me, I'm not going to pick up. And then I can say, oh, I'm about to jump on a flight. So sorry, I cannot talk now. But with a kid, that 45 minutes, it's painful. It's so painful because...
Depending on the time of the day.
Yeah.
Depending on the time of the day.
So,
yes.
When I flew with my wife to Australia with the baby, we went there on a red-eye flight. So, wow, beautiful, perfect.
Sleep all the way.
Baby sleep all the way. But came back, we took a day flight. Yes. My goodness. Like, it was like 9 hours of straight up WWE,
bro.
Yeah. And like, I have never felt so happy that a stranger wanted to take my baby. Straight up. Like, oh, do you need some help? Yes. Take him. Yeah. So, yeah, and then
The plane.
but I feel like so now my son is about slightly over a year. From 3 months to a year, the stuff just gets progressively less and less and less and less, which is a lot better.
Yep.
I think when you don't have to pack a whole grocery store for your kid.
Yep.
I think plane is always a hassle, right? For parents.
Yeah.
I think
It's-
for that part,
it's
you will see
nerve-wracking.
stories
You
and
are
everything.
scared.
Yeah.
When you
For
talk
sure, you will
about
think so much, man. Like,
when you talk about family travel, the first challenge is the plane ride. Is the plane ride no matter what.
But do you feel, right, now that you're a parent, right, and if you go on a flight as a working adult and you see another family with a screaming kid,
Understand?
I have so much,
you will
much
totally
patience,
understand. Yeah,
I will not like roll my eyes or anything. I'll be like,
right.
I feel your pain.
I
I will not do anything because this is your problem.
You know what goes through my head?
Jia,
My goes through my head is like, oh yeah, you see, Kasian, I know that we went through all this. Want to help? Never mind, let's sleep.
I have even better.
As long as you don't give any eye, right, it's already good help, bro. Like,
I have
good
even
help,
more
bro.
wisdom, guys. Before you even reach the plane ride, I see the plane seat map. Here confirm go baby, here confirm go baby, here confirm baby. I book over here. Full stop.
But how you know which one got baby?
Always the front seat one.
Bassinet one.
Always the bassinet one, the way they need to put the crib. That's the safest you can get. So the first and the last thing is but this is my personal travel lah. Never book near the toilet, number one. Wow, especially long haul flight.
Door open.
Yeah, and number
Open, door close also.
correct.
Also for you.
always book near the exit for me, the exit seat for leg space. But I know, baby over here. Confirm the priority they put the baby is here, here, and here. My seat will be over here. That's it. So I don't need to see, don't need to look. And then noise cancelling, full stop. But cannot bring noise cancelling if I'm traveling my own kid.
Yeah.
That one hard.
You need to hear the noise.
So I had a
Yes.
very terrible flight experience with my son.
Oh, yo, my
right.
gosh.
So my wife and I, usually when we travel to Singapore with the baby, we would hire a vehicle. But for some reason, I thought I was being smart to say that, you know what, let's take a flight. Let's take Firefly off Subang to Seletar.
Okay.
So we were seated somewhere in the middle, and then I think my son's diaper was full.
Oh.
So I decided to be a good husband. I said, okay, never mind. Let me go and change him.
So good.
Right? Because I
so
just
good.
thought like, okay, like just pee, right?
Correct,
What's
correct,
the big deal, right? So I carry him to the back. And while carrying him on the flight, this is like mid-air already, right? I felt something. Right? And it was, and I am not the biggest fan of shit. Okay, literally.
Who is?
So when I got there and I basically went to the toilet. So the thing about the Firefly planes is, right, the toilet is really very small. Like if you think commercial airlines, their toilets are small. Firefly, the plane is really, like you close the door, your butt is touching the door.
It's a
That's it
propeller
really,
plane, bro.
right?
It's a propeller plane.
So
Yeah.
I went to the back and I realized he took a shit. And it was not one of those like normal shits. It was like really
The explosive.
explosion, right? And
Must
then
be the
by
pressure.
then, it was just me with the diaper bag, my son in one hand, and then
How you fit in the bathroom?
so I couldn't even close the door. So the door was open and then I had to change him. And then when I tore the diaper, he decided to turn. Right? So when he turned and then basically shit hit the fan. And then I turned around and then my wife is in the middle section. So I couldn't call out for her. Right? So to be fair, the air stewardess did help me a little bit, but it was really the worst experience of my life.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I came back and then my wife was like sleeping, I sat down with the baby and then she looked at me and she was like, how was it? I said, I don't know how to describe to you. I just literally, I felt like I almost died. I felt like I literally almost died.
Take my life.
Yeah. So moral of the story is travel with a helper.
Guys, I think people underestimate, right, that when you travel with a family, right, you don't even plan the travel first. You plan the airplane ride first.
Get there.
You know? Yeah. There's so many things you need to plan about the airplane between the time, what time you take off, what time you land, the things you need like to avoid the shit situation, right? You need like a thing that you can change your baby next to you, for example. But most importantly, right, I don't know about you guys, you need to plan the workout before you get on the plane. That thing about feeding your baby to the brim, let them run and run and run and run. So the minute they hit the plane,
correct.
Day, right?
Me and Jazel, for Jade's flight, few days before her flight, we readjusted her sleep time so that when she goes to the plane,
Wow, smart.
she take a nap.
Wow,
So
I
train your daughter to sit down with a seatbelt. Just put them there for like 4 hours.
No.
Practice.
Cannot. Jade cannot. Jade, I wish Jade was like your son, you know. Jade, no, Jade, daddy, mommy, daddy, mommy.
Daddy, why?
I went to my brother's house and then there were a few kids over there. They were playing inside the room and there was like 3 kids just playing by themselves. The only kid that called out for the dad. Daddy, come, play car. I was literally the only dad inside the playroom with all the kids. The only big fella there inside there playing. Yeah, daddy play with you. Daddy go out. Daddy, come back in. Okay, play with you.
So yeah,
So that's Jade.
you need to protect the world from your kid that way, you know. And you know what, the minute you get into the thing, right? I don't know whether you experienced this before, you carrying the baby and then you reach your seat and then the people around your seat and then the eyes are like, I'm not.
You know, I never seen that before. You know why? I purposely don't want to see. Because you will feel bad, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like the Korean one, Korean will give gifts to everybody. I just come in with the baby, put my bag, just
You know,
stoic face, no expression. Sit down there. Yes, let's
I
go.
really respect the parents who actually prepare gifts for their other passengers.
Wow.
Like you already know how
What's
bad
about
it
to
is.
happen? Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I mean, for me, I've never received a gift like that, but I've sat around really like
Yeah.
not problematic. I don't want to use the problematic. Like very, very intense kids around.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm pretty chill about it. I also feel like as an adult, as a passenger, it's also kind of like a certain it's a nice thing to do to help entertain the kid. You know, even if you're just like smiling or like
But you know-
stuff like that, you know?
You're gonna be in for a ride, right? When the parent comes in and then they start handing out earplugs. It's like, it means you know already. You know what's about
You
to
look at
happen.
them.
You know already. And it happens, by the way. It happens because that's all they can do. They know their kid's gonna throw a tantrum. What can you do? You can wear the earplugs off.
So there was this debate, I think it was in the US, where they were trying to say whether you should have kids sections in airplanes. I think it's a terrible idea, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine, like, it basically becomes like a playhouse.
Yeah, you do not want that. You do not want
I feel
that.
like it will stress out the parents even more. You know, like at least spread them out.
Yeah.
Unless the whole plane, they do like the
Kids
JSC
flight.
Kids
Kids flight,
flight.
yeah.
Inside got a slide or something like that. That
Wow,
makes sense.
bro. I just want to see the plane.
all
off.
private
Because
jet
all
or
of
not?
us, we go already, bro. You bring your children all
Uh,
put in a kids flight.
yeah.
And then we all sit down there, can drink beer, drink wine. And then
Brother,
they
this is
play.
what kind of flight is it? I also want to know.
We make one. We ask Tony. We propose Tony. Kids flight.
Okay, what is so we talk about the plane. Okay, so parents listening, before you even get to the travel to get to the trip, the plane is the first plan. Must plan. Unfortunately for us who go with the flow, must plan.
Yes.
Either you plan or you help your wife execute.
I got a question for y'all. Y'all got 2 kids, right?
Mm.
Right, and your kids are slightly older, but maybe when they were slightly younger, like before 5, right? When you travel and you want to rent a car,
Mm.
do you have to rent 2 car seats?
Baby seat, you mean?
Yeah, baby seat or car seats, like
Oh,
child
because
car
I think
seat.
my gap was like 3 to 4 years gap, right? So only one. So it's my mom
So
always one.
when did
all
your
the one.
child stop using the car seat? When did you stop
Like
using?
4 years old?
4 years
like
old.
now my daughter almost stopped already. Yeah, 4 years old.
So 4.
Yeah, four can stop
Too big
already.
already leh.
I mean, just fit lah, just ngam lah. Yeah, and then when she sleeps, she cannot really lie down and everything. Yeah, so she want to be more comfy and all.
Correct,
right?
correct. But it depends on the rules of the country, I think. Like
Yeah,
different
yeah.
But
country,
actually, what
right?
is the age though? Like,
Nobody knows.
no age.
Hey.
Is there any age?
You
It's
know,
when you feel like
no.
Okay, like you're a bit too big. I don't want to buy another one
Hey,
for you
no,
already.
for
lah.
real, for real. You know the local guideline for the baby seat, right? If I'm not wrong, I saw the reading for the Malaysia law. You have to make the kids sit inside until 9 or 10.
no.
No,
something
it's like that one. You
because
can
like
read
the car seat that I just so my son just upgraded his car seat because the small one was a bit too small for him, right?
Yeah.
Like can go all the way up to like 8 years old.
Yeah, you read if you read the rules, right?
He ain't gonna be sitting in no car seat at 8.
There's no way my kid going
I
to
was
sit.
5. I was just sitting myself.
Correct. So there are booster seats, which is a great. But the thing is, if you're renting a car, okay, we're going to traveling on the road overseas now, right? The difficult part about renting the car, if you need to rent the car, is you need to go, number one, see your license can or not first.
International license.
International license. But the road law in other countries, right? Sometimes they require different things for the kids. Some toddlers, okay, up until 6 or 5, all need to be baby seat. But there's option for booster seats for some of them. This one is the tricky one.
Yeah, they charge you per day, you know.
Oh,
it's expensive.
Gosh. And then the real challenge is you want to bring your one or not?
Yeah.
So end up, get a helper. And then helper sit behind, helper sit middle. Got 2 children. This one need sit on baby sit on the leg. And then this one don't need baby sit here. Win food.
I think Andrew, you need to open like maid agency.
I think so.
No, I mean it's really the
True.
He solved the hack.
I found the hack.
Either that or grandparents.
Grandparents, yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, correct. But others one, I rather save a bit more rather than own people because if not, I will still end up gonna complain ma. You know what I mean or not? Right.
I think I don't travel much. But I just had the pleasure of going to Singapore with my
Shout
family.
out to Singapore.
Shout out Sentosa, just saying.
Sentosa.
So we did a work trip.
Singapura.
I did a work trip. And I had my first experience traveling with a 1.5-year-old and a 5-year-old. So very...
How you go there though? You flew there or drove there?
Flew, bro.
Actually, you guys prefer driving or flying actually?
To Singapore?
Yeah, I mean, if family lah, it's like your
on
family
the family
trip lah.
context
In the family trip, like your wife, your kids, which one do you prefer though? Don't say like super far lah. Like say go Singapore, or go JB, Penang.
I have to say, okay lah, if we have the option, 100% flying. 100% flying. Because people don't understand, they always say it's the same amount of time.
Yeah.
It's the same amount of time. But you need to understand, for a kid, it's not the same amount of time. Because if you fly, you got different things to do along the way. You have 1 hour or maybe 45 minutes sit in the cargo airport. For Malaysians, sit in the cargo airport. Okay, manageable. Because 45 minutes, first maybe they fall asleep.
Right.
Then they get up, and the next 2 hours, they can run in the airport. They can do different things. They can walk around, push the trolley, great. And then they sit the airplane another 1 hour. Okay lah. First half an hour, happy, see the clouds, see outside. And then land already. Correct. But if you sit in the car for 4 hours, Happy New Year to you lah. It's one seat, one view. For a child, that's 1 day, It's not 4 hours. It's for a child, it's prison. And if they are sitting in the baby seat, right? For the smaller kids, it can get very hot. So the whole bag, I don't know what you take out everything at the back wet. All wet. You don't know this is pee, poo or what, right? So if I can get a chance, I would choose something that has variety among the time. Yeah.
Especially when you're older. But when my son was a baby, 3-4 months,
just sit
car
only.
was easy.
Sit only, yeah.
Go into the car, sleep all the way.
Correct.
Actually, the baby seat we call the magic seat. There's one seat, right? Like the
Immediately,
one sit down and then you sleep.
Yeah.
This is magic seat.
There's a safe age for kids to travel where they are super easy to travel, and then the difficulty like that one, just like that, like the below 1 years old, put in the bassinet, cannot get up, just sit like that, sleep, put the pouch, don't make noise, sleep. But the minute they hit the age where they start to talk and they can walk,
when they start to think, my son is at that transition period now, guys. He's at last time. It was a case where he will just follow our schedule.
Correct.
We bring him to the park, 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, bring him back when we want to go. Now he's starting to throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to handle it.
Hey, I can tell you what gets more exciting. Once your kid knows how to say the word no. You want to go no. Go mama yaya no.
No. We know.
Everything you don't do.
You ain't got a choice.
Exactly. But I have to say okay, this is what I feel the catch is, right? If our wife take charge of all the planning, right? I honestly think the dad's role in travel is damn important.
Yeah, I do all the planning,
Oh, then
my wife just goes with the flow only.
Sorry, John, you can say over there. But basically,
Mind the balik.
Terbalik. Because honestly, okay, from my experience, my wife is the one who's very meticulous about okay, what we're gonna do. And I can rest easy because it's like she will plan, there's a deer park nearby. We're planning a family trip to Japan soon, right? So she will consider like, okay, the park, the what, and it's my job. Okay, location-wise, the kids can walk how far, think about that. But during the travel, I feel the most important thing for that is you're the fun one. What? If you don't manage to establish an understanding of your kid during the plane ride, right? They're not going to look to the mom. Because the mom is going to be tired out already trying to make sure, hey, you got drink water or not, you got eat or not, you go in toilet or not. Correct, got bring that or not. You think I know how many diapers in the tank? I don't know how many diapers.
I need to know which bag.
Correct, I need
bag?
correct.
Okay,
no, which one you want me to carry? I carry that one. I think what I've learned is you can take a lot of the mental burden off your wife if you know how to play with your kid on the plane or play with your kid on the trip, right? But I think that's honestly the most I can help everything planning.
Actually, I disagree though.
Really?
I feel like one thing that Amanda and I did since traveling with our kid, even all the way up to now, is that we pack everything together. So when I plan, right, it's not only just plan, got presentation,
Oh, damn.
I have to sit with my wife and like, okay,
This
is what we're going to do. I'm stuck here. Option A, option B. This one more expensive, but more convenient. This one cheaper, but more inconvenient. You decide.
True.
And then even down to packing his... So Amanda is in charge of picking out his outfits.
Oh.
Every outfit for every day. So we don't have to think on the day itself. And then the number of diapers. So the whole entire checklist, we will check it through together.
Okay.
So that when I open my son's luggage, she knows where it is and I know where it is. So when we used to, when we go to Singapore, we have to alternate our working as well. So when I'm working, she's with the baby, or she's working, then I'm with the baby. Sometimes I bring the baby to work with me. So,
right.
And sometimes friends will come and help us and all of that. But every time we need to sub, we both know where everything is. I feel like the mental load gets removed a lot more for both sides, because she's not solely responsible of making sure that whether there's lotion or there's cream or whatever the baby needs. But I felt like we set that precedence from a very, very young age, and frankly speaking, I'm not afraid of traveling with my wife and kid. I'm more afraid of traveling with my kid alone. Yeah,
baby steps.
But if you ask me, am I able to?
Probably
yes.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes it's easier than you thought,
Yeah.
Like,
you die, you follow me, shut up.
Yeah. But yeah, I think a lot of times, because I grew up with my mom doing everything and my dad just cruising.
Yeah.
And I always notice my mom is not the fun one, because she's worried about everything.
Correct.
And my father is just la-di-da, he's just chill. And that's why he can afford to be the fun one. And I feel like for Amanda, she wants to be the fun one very, very badly. And she can be, but she can't when I'm just la-di-da, essentially. So we kind of balance it out. And I notice the behavior of my son as well. He doesn't gravitate just towards one of us. So both of us can be the fun one, but both of us are also the one that can get things done in that sense.
So the role delegation is important.
It becomes a lot more, there's more equity, not equality, but there's more equity on both our ends, because we both understand what we need to get things done. And I think it makes me feel good also, because when I travel for work and she's at home with the baby, I don't have to worry. Because I know she can cover what I used to do. So but similarly, when she travels and I'm left with the baby, I'm actually super chill. Because I know what Amanda would want and where I can bring my son to. I'm not going to bring him to like a mud field and go wild, it doesn't.
Mud field, where are we going? I also want to know.
So
got it.
I don't know. I think when it comes to traveling, maybe for me that works, it's like really like just that 20 minutes, when she said, okay, I'm going to pack the bag. You stand here, you see what we're packing. Did I miss anything? Yeah. So then it's like, if she forgets something, it's not just on her. It's on both of us.
I see.
Shared responsibility. And then when it's shared responsibility, there's less fighting. So
oh, damn.
Yeah, because you don't go like, hey, why you forget to bring the baby towel? It's all your fault because you were supposed to pack.
Fingers.
But then it's like, we both forgot to bring.
Okay lah.
We just go and buy it.
Straight away buy, settle.
Actually, they say options. Money give you options.
No, the money give option is so true. Like when you go overseas, like if it was back then, you go overseas, if 10 years ago, forget to bring something,
bro, cannot bring too much,
you stress.
Die.
Now you travel over, don't have, just go buy only. Don't need to fight, don't need to argue, just go buy.
Truly times have changed.
Really.
Truly times have changed, I think.
Actually, now I realize, right, because back then they were still young, and then now they are just at the age of 7 and 4, right? Then now our family, we are planning what is our next trip or something like that. Then we realize that, oh, the trip can be different now. Now the trip that we wanting to go, right, is like, because they are old enough now, like 4 or 5 years
Can
old.
do Disneyland,
No,
kind of
technically,
thing.
not even Disneyland, bro. Disneyland is like we go Legoland or Disneyland, then you still need to go together. Now we were looking for a family trip. You know, like those, what kind? Like, you know, those Clubmed one.
The experiential
Where you give per person price and then they power your food, your drinks, everything. And then they have like kids play, then they got the kids activity from
different things to
morning
do,
to
right?
night, and then they
Correct.
can join like different country friend, hang out or something like that.
Nice, yeah.
And then parents can
Take your time,
totally take time. You can go chill and then afternoon come back, check your kids, oh, eat already or not.
Your life,
Oh,
okay,
they
good,
still
good.
having lunch with their friend or something like that. Or later
Nice,
their
right?
swimming lesson.
Yeah,
They say,
yeah.
okay, have fun and go. Now we were thinking that we want to try something like that, you know, because they grow
that's
up
true,
already,
that's true.
Like,
You know-
they go for a trip, they can have dinner together, but in
yeah.
the morning till afternoon they can go hang, you know, and then have a helper to just follow. To
Hey,
make
shout
sure
out Club
things-
Med. Shout out Club Med.
Growing up, that was one of my dreams for
It's
myself.
dream,
I
actually.
wish
If you
that
talk
my
about that as a
parents
kid.
would go to Club Med.
Yeah.
I want to play. I remember growing
It
up.
was so fun.
want-
I remember it was so fun.
I want
bro,
to
like,
go
bro.
to the Club Med. I want to do the archery as a
Yeah,
kid
bro.
until I was 12.
You don't even
13.
want them to
I want.
follow you, bro,
I
that
want.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't need a
Don't
mommy.
need,
Daddy
don't
go
need,
do
don't
all
need.
day.
I go.
Even if I was alone at the whole entire place, I would be playing also because that was what I wanted. Now that you say that, maybe when Jade is older, that would be what I would do.
That would be very fun.
Yeah,
You imagine, right? All of us,
We different
the
already.
children big enough, right? Oh, we all throw them.
You know,
then we
you
all
know
sit
what's
down.
the funny thing or not? To relive my childhood, my baby be playing the children.
follow, you
archery,
follow.
I'll be next to her.
It will
Let's
be
see who go
different.
further, who
It will be
further.
different. If, Daddy, why you follow me? Daddy, why you
Daddy,
follow
why
me?
you- why you
say,
follow me?
Daddy,
You are
don't follow.
embarrassing me.
Daddy, don't follow.
Daddy is trying to relive his childhood. Daddy, don't have this. Can you let Daddy live one time? Okay, Dad. I become the kid. She become the mother.
What is one? I think it is interesting because I personally only always travel for work. I feel like our career has given me the opportunity, like you said, like one of my earliest memories of friendship with Dennis is he's always traveling one. Well, I remember the one where you bung out in LA, remember for what, that dance competition? Wow. Like I was like, hey, damn.
No.
I wish I met in LA, bro.
Oh, I thought.
I don't have that streak.
It was my dream already. I was like,
Yeah, it
bro,
was-
you
it was-
go already.
I
right?
don't have that street cat, bro. I still wear the clothes from Reject Shop, bro. That one. FOS or the kind of thing, cannot, bro. But I realized that because I'm talking about travel, right? I never travel for fun one. I always travel for work. So it's very functional. It means all my skill sets about travel, right, is what's the easiest, what's the most efficient, what's effective. So like, I even got my travel outfit down to the T already. That means whenever I scan, I can breeze everything because I know what not to wear, which I need to put in the basket, everything done. Shout out Changi Airport, still my most favorite airport in the world.
Majula Singapura. I say it for you.
really cannot fight with guys. I've been to so many airports, right?
Yeah, kid zone, bro.
Oh, bro. Changi, bro. Changi.
Hands down, hands down.
Guys, if you
I like to see his face. So
Correct,
proud
correct.
of his face.
I want to say, as a family, if you want a testing travel, right? If you're a Malaysian family,
Come to Singapore.
go to Singapore. Seriously, it's the most effective way to test your travel ability because number one, airport, no problem. And number two, in Singapore itself, very easy to handle family because everywhere can walk.
Singapore
Everywhere can walk.
tourism, if you guys watch this video or if you guys tag Singapore tourism, if you guys want to collaborate with us, 4 families.
Got
Four
Singaporean,
families,
Singapore
one
Zoo.
Singaporean, 3 Malaysian.
Singapore.
I haven't even
Singapore
gone
Zoo.
to Gardens by the Bay. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. I have
Zoo
family.
first, zoo first.
But
I
okay,
haven't been Jade to
Singapore
zoo.
Zoo first.
Singapore
I-
Zoo.
I
I
have-
heard about Singapore Zoo, right? They say, right, my wife went one time, then they tell me, way better. Because my first time
Yeah, you
trip,
got a
my
lot.
wife bring me to zoo, bro, with my kid. Then the time, no helper. That's my first experience, bro.
No,
Then I go
hashtag
zoo,
no helper.
Oh, so hot, bro. And then until in Singapore, then my wife said you will like it.
I think
Because it's so cold, so windy, got aircon everywhere.
Just
no
zoom
smell.
into Johnson.
I don't need to say anything, guys.
My God.
But yeah, as I think if you wanted to practice, that would be a good way to do it. But to manage everyone's expectations, you won't get it right the first time. First time sure got stress one. First time sure somebody did something wrong or whatnot. But I think it's just, travel is something that is a privilege if you can practice it.
Yes,
It's a privilege. Right? But the most I think we can do is like, John said, either you understand what you're contributing to the trip, whether it's preparation or execution. I'm very involved in execution because, like, for example, the concept of the house or where to stay is not the same for everyone, right?
Where to eat,
Correct.
where to rest
So
later.
for me, it's more like on ground. Like we just recently did the thing to Singapore. I think because my wife travels less than me, she can very easily prep the things for the kids because she's the main caretaker, right? If you ask me how much diapers I want to bring one day, one? No.
Others buy there.
Yeah, correct. You see, that's my mindset.
As long as don't need to carry.
correct. That's my mindset also. As long as don't need to carry. But the things that I think I personally think we can contribute with is more of safety. Number one, like that doesn't look safe, don't do that. Or like in the airports, keep an eye on the kids, keep an eye on the bags, right? But I think it's about where you find your role in your relationship. There's a good practice when you start to travel. It starts to get amplified because the travel stress, the stress starts to set in. Kids don't sleep, start to set in. You don't sleep traveling, then got flight delay. Then that one really just starts to turn everything lah. The delay this, delay that. The guy next to you smell like what? Then your daughter asking why he's so smelly. Then you can't answer it in the plane because he can hear you. That kind of thing. That kind of thing. Okay, here let's end on this very interesting one because I think we all have this privilege. Traveling without kids. Parents, because this is a very big judgment online. It's a very big judgment because if we take pride in traveling or traveling has been a very big passion lah, a very big hobby, right? Parents going away on their own holidays without their kids, leaving their kids at home all the time. Because for me growing up, before me growing up, my mom and dad never travel a lot. And usually when they travel, it's really for work one. So my dad would disappear 1 month because last time, where go internet? How to video call, right? My grandpa last time disappeared 6 months, go Indonesia and work. My dad don't know whether he got fired sometimes, that kind of thing, right? Parents nowadays, especially in our line of work or what is your take on how much parents should travel without their kids? I
think it's all very personal. Right? Because if you have a family support system and your family is supportive and they are willing to help you and take care, I think it's very important that as husband and wife, you still do your own things. Because at the end of the day, your daughter or your son is going to grow up to be their own person and both of you are still stuck together. Right? So,
Your end game.
And for me, was going back to my own childhood, like what we say, our parents back then, when they traveled, it was for their work because their company trip, yearly trip or whatever it is. That was when my father would travel. He hardly travel, right? And back then when we were young, I think maybe 3-4 years only we will have one maybe international flight or like go Singapore. And we're not talking about me and my parents, we travel a lot. We travel a lot within Malaysia, like go to Berjaya Hotel back then, Port Dickson, a lot of those kind of stuff. But traveling out of Malaysia, I only can recall maybe 3-4 times throughout my whole entire childhood. Right? And most of the time it's like dad would fly. And like y'all say, there was no phone. You can't call is going to cost so much. So every time I remember just looking at a flight like, oh, that's my father or something like that. You just be thinking like that. But now our kids don't have to go through that. It's either, daddy have to go work. Okay, I fly both of y'all follow me. That's literally what I do now because we have the luxury. Like if I charged a certain price and in this price, they cover hotel, they cover my flight, I will top up my own money to cover my wife and my kid and maybe a helper and still go on this trip, even though I lose a little bit money for that, but it's an experience that I gain. And like you said, time and experience you cannot buy back. When my daughter is no longer 3 years old,
I don't want to travel you already.
No, let's say that time when I traveled with her when she was 1.5 and 2 years old, that will never happen again. I will never be able to travel with her at that age when she will listen to you. Now, if I travel with her, I already know. No.
So, based on that, I think what people usually talk about is, I think I saw a very good interview. It's still about your relationship with your wife. I think people forget the fact that before you were parents, you were a couple lah.
Yes.
Right? You were a couple, and some couples express their love through different things that they do lah. Like traveling lah. Traveling is one of the biggest ones, but it's also the biggest one that people judge online. Because why are you having fun without your kids? Don't you need to take care of kids? You just dump your kids at home, that kind of thing. And I think that's the toughest thing that I see a lot of my peers go through, because some of the times your work needs you to go somewhere lah. If you work with, if you're a lifestyle creator, for example, or a travel creator, obviously your work is travel lah. But when you have kids, the judgment starts because why you never bring your kid along, and then it's very hard to have an online fight with someone. It's very hard to have
and you don't even want to do explanation, man.
Like, how am I going to explain to you that taking my child along, need 2 more luggage bags, need 1 stroller, need this, need that, you know?
I think I don't care about people.
Yeah. I think when you were saying that, I looking at my friends, I feel like, to be honest, I never bother whatever anyone says about whatever I do with my family or for my family, because
it's none of your business.
first is that person who say about whether I travel with kid or I don't, I'm very sure for you to ask that you don't have a kid.
You don't have kids.
Confirm.
Confirm you don't have a kid. Because you don't know the troubles with that. So I don't have to answer you already. That itself shows me
Actually,
that you don't have
very
experience.
And even if you do, then that's your
Problem more.
prerogative. That's your prerogative. You know, like for me and Amanda, we were married for 6 years before we had a kid. 5 years before we had a kid. You know, so we understand what we need in our relationship. You know, so even for Amanda and I, like, we will plan ahead. Like, okay, this weekend we're gonna go to this place.
Right.
So okay, my in-laws are gonna help.
Alright.
We make sure that the kid is settled. And
You're not like
to be
abandoned
fair-
at home, right?
To be fair, my son has a very good relationship with my wife's
Grandparents,
parents.
yeah.
Like he doesn't just seek comfort from me and my wife, and he's developed a very, very good foundational relationship with my
That's
with
great.
the grandparents. And the good thing is, as parents, I also feel at ease when I travel and my grandparents and when my in-laws take my son out, because I know that they're
Safe.
safe,
correct,
and
correct.
maybe they don't do everything my wife and I would want us to do, but
Yeah.
75%, okay,
Yeah.
I take it.
Yeah.
You know, because that that you can't be a control freak. All the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, at the end of the day, they took care of us growing up. I mean, how wrong can it go? You know, how bad is it going
Times
to be?
have changed a little bit, you know, like sometimes the things they do, I'm like, are you sure this is correct?
But okay,
You know,
I bang my head on the wall until now I grew up. Okay, should be okay lah.
As long as won't die.
like what Minghan says, as long as the baby's alive, right? But I think with couples, you know, and parents, I think it's also very important that you do. I read this thing called the 2-2-2 rule. Like once every 2 months you go out for dinner, and then once every 2 years you take a solo trip, just you and your partner. Yeah. Because now I look at my parents, and my parents are retired, right? And they travel a lot more, you know, and I feel like their relationship is better.
Honestly, there was one time when my mom and dad, you know, my mom and dad is always about saving money. They always put their money into the bank, always saving. Then I asked my father to buy a car. Then I was like, he might buy it. I was like, all right, good. Finally, they're living their life. Now that my mom is doing pretty okay in her job and stuff, bro.
Father off already.
Suddenly, we're going to fly to Taiwan next one. What? 2 months later, are we going to go to Vietnam?
So what's been holding them back is you.
No. Even when we were older already, my parents don't travel that much. My mom will go on her girls' trip. My father don't want to fly that much because he don't like flight, long distance flight. He's not down for it. But finally, like, both of them are like constantly traveling. My mom went to Turkey, went to this, that, with my girlfriends. Yeah. Okay, I'm going on a trip with my girlfriends.
Actually, that's the biggest thing I tell people. I mean, not your parents are, right? But when my friends are married, and the biggest thing I always say is, like, when they ask me, hey, have kids? Should we have kids? First thing I ask them is, you like to travel or not? That's my first question. When someone asks, should we consider kids? My first thing is, do you and your wife like to travel? Because if you do, that's going to be the biggest change. Either you stop traveling or your style of travel has to change. You cannot enjoy the same things when you travel, right? Because even there's limits. Like even if like you do, you know, your kid sleeps very well, the limit is he will wake up one time and you need to be there, right? You cannot go for the bar hopping if you like that kind of thing. You cannot go for like the 6-hour spa, disappear into the forest kind of thing.
Then the experiences change also.
Alright,
I think if you ask me, like, do I want to travel the same way as how I used to with my wife? Of course, a part of me definitely wants to. But at the same time, traveling with a kid, I mean, my son was, I think, 10 months when we went to Australia with him.
Almost perfect.
We went to an alpaca farm.
If
it's just me and my wife, we would have never gone to an alpaca farm.
Actually, that's true.
We drove an hour and a half just to go to an alpaca farm, just to drive back into the city. But the entire trip, right, it's like core memory, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 20 years from now, if people ask me, hey, what was your best memory? Yeah, your first trip with your son. I'll be like, we went to an alpaca farm.
That's the hidden secret of having kids. Your travel starts to heal the kid inside you that you never had. I think people don't understand this, that suddenly you have the reason to go to these places.
I saw an alpaca for the first time at 34 years old. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So I guess just
Win-win
do-
lah.
No,
Win-win
like
lah.
what you said. You said when people ask you the advice, right? You would say, "Do you like to travel or
travel.
not?" For me, when people ask me, "Should I have kids?" We were planning to have kids. I would be like, "That's a great plan. Plan that." But today onwards, plan for all the trips you want to do, where you want to go, what you want.
Before even you have a children.
Don't even think. Let's keep it for no.
Yeah.
You want to do it, you do it now
Yeah.
because when you have a kid, trust me, it will not happen.
Yeah.
It will not happen.
It will happen very differently.
Very differently.
like you
Yeah,
said.
I will
very
go to
differently.
Paris again. I mean, if my dream was to go to Paris or to go to any Europe country, it would be different because if you go alone, you still have a kid and a wife at home. You bring your kid and your wife, you have your kid and your wife on the trip. So eventually, your life will change. So if anyone is asking the question, should I have a kid with my husband now then, and we love traveling? The answer is yes, you should have the kids maybe 1 to 2 years from now, but from today onwards, go on the trip.
Aye.
And if my friends ask me if they want to have kids, I'll say yes because my kid needs friends.
Agreed. If you're our friend and you
If I
ask
like
us,
you enough, most likely I'll like your kid also.
Maybe.
So please have friends.
But let's keep it real lah. We always say this lah, but they will never understand.
Until they
At
have
one
kids.
point lah, until they have kids,
until
then
they
they
have
will
kids.
know that, oh man.
Yeah, now you know.
That time the podcast I listened really, oh, this is what they really meant.
But
you know, I think, but the most important thing is, no matter when we have kids already or anything, I think it's still important for, you know, husband and wife have their own time, you know.
Correct.
Like still goes out, you know, like even like how John said, settle the children already, just go out for dinner, you know, like just nearby.
Yeah.
10 minutes, you know that you can come back anytime, you know what I mean? I think the one is very important.
Yes.
Like,
correct. And
You must romance your partner.
yeah, I think
Still must.
the me time for both, I think is still so important. And sometimes because if you cannot balance or your wife cannot balance, then the basic thing cannot.
correct.
really work.
And I believe this is very important because after Jade came, me and Jazel, we had a long conversation. I'm sure you and your wife, all of us had the same thing. It will only happen once you get a baby. It will never happen, even if you talk about it, but the baby is not there. When they both had the baby and I was talking to Jazel about baby, we had so much,
Ideas and plans,
ideas
right?
and plans. When your human is made and born into the world, that human has their own personality, their own characteristics at a very young age. And that changes the whole entire game.
Correct.
It's completely different. Whatever they go through, I would go through differently compared to him.
100%.
His son can sleep and he can go out. Not mine. My daughter wake up, Daddy, Mommy! And she would cry until somebody comes
Somebody
save her. She's dramatic like that, like me. All right. So very different in that sense. Like that's what I would say.
Are you ready, guys? We're going to end this episode with a very important question. This is a check. All right. This is called, we're going to do the airport dad check. Do you know what the airport dad check is?
What?
How many hours ahead of your flight do you need to be at the airport?
With kids or without kids?
Nope, that's your definition. That's your definition right now, okay? How many hours is your safe amount of hours that you need to be at the airport before your flight? If your flight, okay, let's set the stage. Your flight is 12 o'clock.
AM or PM?
Okay, that's too hard. Okay, your flight is 3 p.m. What
Hot.
time?
I wouldn't buy flight at 3 p.m.
What time do you need to be at the airport if your flight is 3 p.m.?
Where am I flying to?
Uh,
It matters.
okay, let's just do international flight.
Okay, yeah.
Do
So
international
KL
flight.
to where?
So let's say we need to do a medium difficulty, okay? We are flying from KL
How many hour flight?
to Thailand.
To Thailand.
Okay, 2 hours.
lah.
Safe,
2
safe,
hours.
safe,
2 hours.
safe. Easy one. Let's do that. What time will you and your family need to show up at the airport if your flight is 3 p.m.?
Show up at the airport.
How many hours ahead?
3 hours, huh?
3 hours ahead? Okay.
KLIA, right? Not Changi, right?
KLIA.
KLIA, then 3 hours.
3
hours. Cannot really reach 3
Changi,
hours.
I do 2 hours.
Family need 3 hours before reach.
3 hours? Okay. 3 hours?
Mine is 2.5 to 3 hours.
Am I flying
Okay.
economy or am I flying business?
Let's just do economy.
The only reason why I'll go 2.5 to 3 hours before is like what we mentioned, is to let the baby get tired.
Correct.
Get tired so that when we get on the flight, you're done. If we go up like 1 hour, get there, or 2 hours, get there, not enough time to get tired, go on the flight. Wah, mangzang. Oh,
Alright.
no good already.
If you guys were by yourself, what time you reach the airport before your flight? 3 o'clock.
3 hours before only leave.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's the difference. lah.
Same. I will reach the
Enough
airport
already,
maybe
enough.
an hour and a half before.
you
Hour and a half
reach 2
before.
hours.
Yeah, and it depends. Because with kids, right, especially if your kids are younger, you can take the priority lane.
Yeah.
And immigration at KRA sometimes is a
I never
problem.
kena
I didn't know that was a thing,
priority
but
lane.
Yeah,
when I
just-
was with my kid,
Just walk confidently to the priority lane.
straight you get priority.
Oh, you mean in Changi?
No.
Everywhere, bro.
Any-
Everywhere.
Any airport, actually.
Everywhere. Like even I went to Singapore, even I went to I went Bali and Vietnam.
There's always priority lane.
Priority lane. Like you see,
Do not make the mistake of queuing up with everybody else.
I was literally queuing up with the baby, then with the stroller, then Jazel was holding the thing.
And the airport fella.
Immediately the airport fella from the crew side, they came, they straight pull you out as a family.
If they are nice, not all of them will say anything.
If there was something, right, that was something I was looking forward to this time. Where we just went to
you go to Japan.
you couldn't.
Yes.
If I don't know, I was looking forward to Changi because I went Singapore.
But Changi is so fast, you don't need
so
priority
fast.
lane.
No, the difference like is KL airport. KL, I was looking so wow, I really want to try this priority lane because I don't just have one kid now. I have another kid that I need to hold, you know. Confirm they will look at me. Just glide. Everything glide. But the funny part is if your baby too young, right, don't want to look at the camera, cannot scan the face, they won't happy near to you.
Or then they will just send you to the side.
Then send you to the side.
Which there's nobody usually.
So whatever I tell people is like, if you usually take 3 hours to go airport, if you're family, buffer 1 hour in. If you take 4 hours to go airport, whatever, buffer 1 hour in for your kid. And that's it. But okay lah, quite safe. Like everyone here is like 3 hours. None of us are the 6 hours before the flight kind of thing. Hey, God one.
But if I fly Subang, I'll be there like 35 minutes.
1 hour before, my man.
Yeah, that one good. Okay, guys, that has been the episode of traveling. I'm sure there's more to talk about.
Yeah, now you make me feel like I need to travel.
Oh
been a
no,
while.
here we go.
Hey, we need to do a father travel away.
Oh, you just say he will just talk
Club
about
Med,
it.
Club Med,
Med, please.
Club Med, if you want to holler at your boy, you know, I've
We
never been to
will
Club
pull
Med.
up.
We will
We
pull up with
gotta
our
pull up
family, with our
At
helpers.
Kuantan.
If you want to bring our mother and father also can, you know.
Hey, shout out to all the tourisms, guys. If you have comments
Singapore.
about it, things to talk about, please just comment it in the comments below. Talk about travel so we can talk about it as well. Andrew, thanks for being us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Round of applause to Andrew. Oh, by the way, make sure to leave a comment on our video and even the reels because today we didn't get to read it. I say I want to read the reel. I want to read the comments. So make sure to leave comments and we will hopefully read your comments.
Hopefully it's a nice one.
Yes.
Hopefully it's a nice one.
All right.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. Please remember to follow us, subscribe on the YouTube, and follow us on Spotify, Apple, everywhere. See you guys. Ciao.
How you do
Bye.
that. Peace.